ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom Spix, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Now is the time to get that yard in shape for spring, and that means it's time to go see Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. This place is absolutely crammed full of fabulous deals for your yard or garden, starting with a huge selection of Gerber daisies. More colors than you've ever seen, now only $2.99. And camellias, Bob's got them. Many are budded and blooming right now. Prices starting at just $9.99 for Bob's own brand, Heirloom Camellias. Spring veggies, all you can imagine, still just $3.49 for the jumbo 4-pack. And Bob's famous dogwood azaleas are flying out the door for just $2.99. Visit their new and redone greenhouse for more bargains at 20% off. Special spring hours, daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Homegrown, locally owned, same location since 1952.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source. WOCA mayors and city and county officials in the state are railing against statewide rules crafted in Tallahassee that they say take away the ability of municipalities to govern their own jurisdictions. For example, one item allows short-term rentals despite local ordinances against them. Another regulates local community redevelopment agencies, and one even tells cities what they can do and cannot do with their trees. Florida Governor Rick Scott may have to resign early if he goes ahead with an anticipated run for the U.S. Senate. If Scott does have to resign early, it could have ramifications on the makeup of the Florida Supreme Court. A commercial truck carrying a piece of equipment damaged the underside of the I-75 overpass at US 27 yesterday. Ocala Breeder Sales March 2-year-olds in training sale begins today, and Disney World has announced the dates for the 23rd annual Epcot International Food and Wine Festival from August 30th to November 12th. And that is your news brief from the source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be a cool Tuesday despite sunshine, highs in the mid to upper 60s, and clear and quite chilly too tonight, mid to upper 30s in some inland spots, upper 40s along the coast. For Wednesday, plenty of sunshine and remaining cool, high 66 to 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, the high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
What do I do now?
After 911, don't worry, call Fakuri. Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic, treating auto injuries for over 32 years. Same-day appointments, immediate medical attention, all under one roof. Don't worry, call Fakuri. Go to bestinjurycare.com. All auto insurances are accepted. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call. Car accident? Don't worry, call Fakuri. bestinjurycare.com.
All right. Wow. What was going on there? 24 minutes before 8 o'clock.
You multitask.
There I was, and there I was again. Yeah, I know. There I was. Let's see. What is the weather right now? Temperature, I should say. 38 still. Huh? 37. It went down a degree?
Oh, my.
Really? Does it feel that cold out there? Well, I must be getting used to it or something.
That always happens, though. It's usually warm when it's dark, and then as soon as the sun starts coming up, it decreases in temperature. I've noticed that. I mean, I don't know what the experts say, but that's what this person says. Me.
So if your mother laid an egg and on the hot sand of the Florida beach, and you were born from that egg, you would be a female.
Okay, all right.
If you were a sea turtle.
A sea turtle.
There was a story. Okay. Listen to this. For more than a dozen years, the majority of sea turtles born on Florida beaches have been female. This is according to Professor Jeanette Weineken from Atlantic University. Wow. Not a single male loggerhead sea turtle hatchling was found at test beaches on the state's Atlantic and Gulf coasts from 2015 through 2017.
Baby loggerhead sea turtles was found.
Yeah.
If they're babies, how can they tell if they're male and female when they're
They
tiny?
look very closely.
Yeah.
Very. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's in the past 13 years there have never been, in the past 13 years, there have been 7 years with no male loggerhead hatchlings. Of course, they can't look at all of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, other sea turtle species nesting on Florida beaches are not much different. Leatherbacks tend to be 80% female. Green sea turtles are 90% female. So what happens? She says it's because of the hot sand.
Oh.
Weineken and other sea turtle experts believe the predominance of female sea turtle hatchlings is linked to climate change. Oh, come on.
Of course they do. Of course
Unlike
they do.
humans, whose gender is determined by chromosomes passed down by parents, the sex of sea turtle hatchlings is determined by the temperature of the sand around the eggs. Well, there you go. The hotter the sand, the more likely the hatchlings will be female.
Okay, so I thought they dug a hole and then they deposited their
They do.
eggs and then they covered it. So wouldn't the eggs at the very, very bottom of the hole be cool? So that would be the males and
I don't know.
top would be the females?
If that's true. Well, maybe this is one of those species that changes its sex. Just gets, Mother Nature or God, whatever you want to say, says, we need a few more males out here, and they change.
Oh, yeah. So maybe when they all run in there, they're females, and then the ones that don't get eaten that are left, then they morph into the male sex.
We're being scientists here. I don't know.
Fish do. This is so interesting. I love this.
But if that's true, then didn't science teach us that in the past the world was a lot hotter? Like before the Ice Age, it was really hot or something?
Oh, exactly.
So then how did turtles even survive if there were no... I don't know.
Right, exactly.
I just thought it was interesting.
It's very interesting, but then you said you had that report last week where nobody knows where, after the sea turtles hit the water, nobody knows where they go. And then the females come back and lay their eggs, so there's got to be males out there.
Oh, they're having a good time.
With their, fertilization stuff.
Sure. They're just having a good time.
Out there. Sure.
They're swimming around. They're trying to look sexy.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, baby. There aren't many of me.
Yeah.
If you go looking for another one, good luck, because I'm pretty much the only guy in town.
That's right.
See? God is a genius.
The women line up for him, too.
All right, let's see. What is in the news? I don't usually have horse news, but I did this morning. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know how to read it because it's got numbers and stuff. I don't even know what I'm looking at. But anyway, so Ocala Breeders, I don't have that part in front of me because why would I? Because it was like reading sports. I don't know what I'm looking at. But anyway, so 573 horses are going to be sold in the next 2 days over at OBS, Ocala Breeder Sales.
Okay.
Isn't this interesting? They're all 2-year-old horses.
Right.
I guess they do this every March. Last year, they sold $56,627,000 worth of horses.
It's amazing.
The biggest, the most expensive horse last year was $1.7 million. It says here it was a filly. Now, what does that mean, filly?
A girl.
From Philadelphia? Oh, okay.
Female.
Okay. Anyway, so they had some breeze shows. Here's we go. Here's an example of I don't even know what I'm reading.
Okay.
A breeze show. I don't know what a breeze show is. They were held March 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they are.
I don't either.
Might be strutting around.
But anyway, so if you're interested, I think you can go. There's a website, obssales.com. Mm-hmm. And I think the website gives you information. If you just are interested, if you're curious, go to OBS. Do they still do betting over there?
Yes, they do.
I used to go there for that. I won $12 one time. I probably
isn't that
lost
great?
80, but I won 12.
Yeah, I went over there, bet on the, the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, in the actual betting, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're watching the screen, the big screen in the front of the auditorium, when you're watching the races, you bet in those machines. Mm-hmm. Gosh.
That's exciting.
It is. The only way it's exciting is if you bet. If you just go in there to watch unless you're a real horse race fanatic. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the only way it gets exciting is if you go to that machine, you put $1 in. Although I stood behind a guy and he was putting $100 bills in that machine.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I don't know how people can afford to bet so much money.
Yep. But they do. They manage.
Anyway, so if you want to see the horse sale, it's today and tomorrow. I think you're probably okay to be in the audience. Don't take my word for that, but I think so. It's a really nice facility. They got a little eating area. They got a little restaurant in there.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Kind of nice. And
it's very nice.
I've never had a bad experience over there.
Yeah, Shannon worked for an equine veterinarian in town that did check the horses and all. So that one year, so she was able to go there with them and be a part of it, and it was exciting. And then they asked her there was a veterinarian in Tampa that asked her to go down there, so she's down there. So, and then they sent her up to the Kentucky Derby one year.
Mm-hmm. A horse is a beautiful animal.
She just loves it.
We live in horse country, and to be honest with you, I very rarely come in contact with any horses, except downtown when they have something special.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, when your daughter was doing horses, I used to see horses more often.
Yeah.
Because I go out there. What was the name of that horse that she used to ride?
La Maha.
Mamaha.
La Maha.
Oh, La Maha.
La Maha.
What kind of a name is that?
I don't know what it stood
La Maha.
for. I can't. I don't know what it stood for.
So,
beautiful.
All right, one other non-important story, I guess. Disney World announced the dates for their Food and Wine Festival.
Nice.
It's March. The Food and Wine Festival isn't until August, but they wanted you to know.
Oh, sure,
So
because they get advance sales.
Make plans. August 30th through November 12th. 75 days of a festival. That's a long festival.
Yeah, it is. I think you got to buy a ticket a day, though. I just wish I could buy one ticket and go there one day, because I've always wanted to go there.
Oh, okay. We can make that wish come true.
And check it out. Now, once you buy your ticket, I hope you can eat all the food and drink all the wine you want, but maybe not.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. They're in the business to make money.
Yeah.
All right, let's dig into the news here. A truck carrying a piece of equipment hit the underside of the overpass of I-75 over on 27. The inspectors who looked at it said it was cosmetic and there was no structural damage. Let's hope they're right.
They better be right.
A 3-foot chunk of concrete fell off of that, though.
They better be right. Yep.
So,
they better be right.
Let's see. This is an interesting story. Local legislators, in other words, the legislators from cities and counties, are not so happy with some of the talk going on up in Tallahassee because they say they're micromanaging. I'll put it in my words.
Probably.
The mayor of Winter Park, the mayor of Maitland, the city council in Maitland, Orange County commissioners, they're all upset about some ordinances that I don't know exactly the details here, but it regulates cities. For example, in Winter Park, they don't allow short-term rentals. They don't allow short-term rentals. I guess that would mean you couldn't do the Airbnb thing, right?
Oh, okay.
But the state rule says that you can, that everybody in the state honors the short-term rental thing. But the city of Winter Park doesn't want that.
Okay.
And so they feel like the state shouldn't have any business telling them what to do.
No.
It even says that the state ruling tells the cities what they can do and cannot do with their trees.
Oh, my.
Now, I'm going to ask Caroline about that one.
There we go.
I mean, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's something we don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, but don't the people that actually live in the city and work in the city know about their city better than those people up in Tallahassee that sit behind a desk all day?
That's the side of the argument I find myself on. I find myself agreeing with the local authorities. Yes, I certainly do. Just like,
exactly.
I'm glad we agree.
Thank you.
Sometimes we don't agree.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes we don't agree.
We shouldn't agree 100%.
Is that right?
Exactly. We're our own person. You are yours and I am.
What was the other thing? Okay, it was trees. It was the rental. There was another thing too that they didn't like. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's that
schools
story.
Did it have to do with their schools or anything?
No. Well, there might be. There might
long
be
news. I can't remember what you said.
Florida Governor Rick Scott may have to resign early if he goes ahead with the run for the U.S. Senate. However, there's a a little noticed change that was approved earlier this month by state legislators that said he might be able to wait until after November elections to make up his mind about whether he stays. Anyway, his term as governor does not end until the following week of the constitutional requirement for Congress to convene. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's an issue. Scott said this weekend he will decide his political future. If Scott does have to resign, it could have some effect on the Florida Supreme Court. I guess it depends on who would take his place. Age limits are forcing 3 of the justices on the Supreme Court to retire on the same day that Scott's successor would take office. But the governor, Scott, has said he planned to name those replacements the same morning.
Why can't he do it before?
I don't know.
I mean, how come he can't do it like today?
Yeah, really. I don't know.
You know, he could do it like today.
Imagine if it was willy-nilly. Imagine if they could just pick me. Like, I get a call, like I'm getting ready, I'm brushing my teeth. And,
yeah.
Hello? Who? Cousin is good. Hold on, I gotta rinse my mouth out. Mr. Whitlow, we'd like you to be on the Supreme Court. Well, I got to go to the radio station. I can't do that. Mr. Whitler, you know I am the governor. Mm. That would be some country, huh, that did that to you?
Yeah, that would be.
I'm sure there are countries like that.
Yep, and they're doing it to the cities, so.
President Trump will be greeted by supporters and protesters when he visits California today, ending what has become the longest period that any modern president has gone without visiting the state of California.
Oh, really? There's a rule or something?
Well, you make observations when it seems to suit your political agenda.
It does.
They don't like him over at USA Today, which is where I got this from. Over the course of his presidency, California has emerged as the leader of the anti-Trump movement, taking stances in opposition on nearly every single issue, from sanctuary cities to the border wall. You know, sanctuary cities, I don't know how anybody can justify that.
And Gainesville is one of them.
You justify that. Now, I have some issues with some of the decisions that are being made, sending people, and you and I disagree on this one. If somebody was not born here, they were brought here when they were a child, I know they've had plenty of time to become a citizen, but I don't think you should be sending them back to wherever just because of that. There should be other circumstances. I just don't think that's fair, and I know you disagree.
Yeah, because they should be filling out the paperwork, and they're not. They want a free ride. That's why
they should be filling out the paperwork.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know that they want a free ride, but I'm just saying that there was a video this morning of some lady being sent back to somewhere, and I don't agree with that. I know that some people you think that we across the board have one opinion and that's it, but you know, Robert and I are pretty much on the same page. We're conservative in that regard, and maybe my position on this one is a little more liberal because I don't see the logic. I don't see the humaneness of that. You know, just sending somebody back because they weren't born here. You know, if they're contributing to the country, if they're contributing to the community, they're raising children, they're working, you know, and they didn't do the paperwork, well, give them, you know, let them have a chance. And I'm not saying they haven't had a chance. I know.
Yep.
But anyway, but I still don't think sanctuary cities are a good idea, or because the law is there for a reason. You shouldn't take a position which says, you know what, I know you violated the law, but if you stay with us, don't worry, we'll keep you safe.
Gainesville's a sanctuary city.
That's what they say.
I just about fell over when I found that out. Gee.
The White House is labeling the recent chemical weapon attack on a former Russian spy living in England as reckless and irresponsible. You think?
Oh, gosh.
We've been monitoring the incident closely. That's a statement from Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, who's in the news every single day. She said the use of a highly legal nerve agent is an outrage. Should be highly illegal. The attack was reckless and irresponsible. We extend our sympathy to the families and support to the UK government. We stand by our closest ally and the special relationship that we have. Last week, this, in case you didn't hear this already, Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were found slumped over in Salisbury, England, where they live. He was a former Russian national who was convicted of spying for the British government in 2006. He was later sent to England in a spy swap in 2010.
And the police officer that found him, he was affected by that nerve too.
That's
that
what I
nerve
heard.
Agent, and they put him in the hospital.
I heard that, yeah. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. You know, when you come over here illegally, you're not doing your family any favor, and you're not doing the country any favor. I mean, the cry on the one side is, well, I can't get Americans to do this job. Well, because they want to pay a sub-minimum wage. Pay the correct wage, and you'll get Americans to do the work. And then there are people that, for some reason, have an allegiance to their former country, and they don't want to take the last step. Fill the damn paperwork out already.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
Exactly.
I don't disagree with that. I think sending somebody home who came here when she was a child is... Maybe she had plenty. I've heard 20 years. It takes 20 years sometimes. That's crazy. We need to fix that. It should not take 20 years.
You got to streamline the process.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. I mean, it was a bit easier when our grandparents came over.
Yeah, I think so.
But still, they did it. They filled out all the paperwork. They learned the language. They learned the 20 questions, and they made a life for themselves.
Right, yeah.
And they made the big step. They broke with the old country.
Absolutely.
There are people that are over here that for some reason, I can't make a living in the old country, but I want the new country to look just like the country that I had to get away from because I couldn't make a living.
Exactly.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
anyway, have a good morning.
Hey, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I do agree with that. I guess the only point I have an issue with is taking somebody out of their home and putting them into a country they don't even know. What do they do? What would you do?
Yeah, they have to get a job.
What would? Okay, but let's say. Can I tell you a little story? My mother was 3 years old when her parents came over here with her. And you know what? They messed up. Mm-hmm. They didn't get her papers correct. So somehow she was not a citizen when I was like a young teenager. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I wasn't even a teen yet. Mm-hmm. And I can remember she got a letter saying, hey, you're not legal. And I was too young to really know what was going on. But I remember I had painted a picture of a cat. And I was walking door to door trying to sell the picture to raise money for my mother so she could pay for an attorney to stay here. Mm-hmm. And nothing ever, I don't know how they ever handled it. I was too young and I never did ask before they passed, but
she probably filled out the paperwork and...
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when maybe she didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking maybe a lot of these other immigrants don't know. And then when they're told, oh my gosh, maybe it's an eye-opener or an awakening moment, and that's when they say, oh my gosh, well, what do I need to do? That's how I think it should be handled. And whether it is or not, I don't know. And so maybe that's why I feel the way I feel about this particular part of the story. I'm with you, and I'm with Jim. I mean, yeah, do what you need to do. Yes, leave the old country behind. We got a good place here, and we got a good system. And if you embrace it, you'll be so much happier than you were wherever you came from. And if you're not, then go back to where you came from. Mm-hmm. That to me is common sense and only fair. But I also think it's not fair to send somebody home or to a place that's not even home, to the home of their parents, mm-hmm. the former home of their parents, simply because somebody either didn't know how to do the paperwork or intentionally didn't do the paperwork. And you're a kid, you don't know one thing or another. That's the part that gets to me. That how can they sleep if they send somebody to a place they don't even know? Can you imagine if all of a sudden that somebody came in the door, hey, Larry, It turns out you're not an American. We got to send you back to Germany. Now I'm stuck. What am I going to do?
And then you'll say, well, I didn't know what kind of process can I do to stay here,
Okay.
and give them all the facts
Right.
that you've lived here, and then
Right.
they'll do the paperwork.
Okay, well, that's
They'll
what I would
start
hope.
the paperwork.
That's
Sure.
what I would hope. Right. And if
Right.
they said you have to do the paperwork, and I said, I'm not going to worry about that, then yes, then I deserve to be sent someplace.
Exactly.
But I don't know that that's what's happening. I don't know. I mean, just anyway.
Well, when Trump did that thing a couple months ago, he told everybody that they've got until April.
That's what I thought.
Of this year to start filling out the process, and then you've got all these procrastinators that think that they're just going to refuse to do the paperwork, and that all of a sudden the government's going to change their mind and say, okay, we're just going to sign this document. You're here. You don't got to work for it.
Once again, we got our wheel stuck in the sand. We're spinning, and I didn't get all these stories out. Didn't you have a dream that you told me about where package bombs were being delivered? Didn't you tell me you had a dream like that?
Yeah.
You know that
by UPS.
You know that we've had 3 package bombs in the last 11 days
Oh my gosh.
in Austin,
Oh my gosh.
Texas.
Oh my
You
God.
had a premonition.
Yeah, but how do I work it so I can use
I know.
it to benefit people?
I
Just
know.
like your 911
I've had a couple
premonition.
dreams too that made me wonder, and how could I have called anybody?
I know, exactly. I don't know.
An Irish immigrant, here's an immigrant story. An Irish immigrant whose heroism as a Marine in the Vietnam War earned him the Navy Cross will be honored by having a U.S. destroyer named after him.
Nice.
Just in time for St. Patrick's Day, Corporal Patrick Gallagher's ship has come in, Senator Chuck Schumer said. Yesterday, Corporal Gallagher's breathtaking bravery and selflessness deserved to be memorialized. Gallagher was an immigrant from the Irish town of Ballyhaunis in County Mayo, who lived in the New York suburb of Long Island in 1962 and enlisted in the Marines 4 years later. During the first year in Vietnam, Gallagher saved his fellow Marines who were ambushed in a dead-of-night grenade attack. He kicked one grenade out of harm's way and dove on top of another. In a bid to absorb the explosion, Gallagher was awarded the Navy Cross by General William Westmoreland. But in 1967, Gallagher was killed in action by the Viet Cong near Da Nang on one of his last scheduled days in Vietnam. He was 22 years old. So now there's a destroyer being named after him. That's
good. I'm happy about that.
quite an honor. All right.
It is.
All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back. Galen, you know this. Coming up next, you're listening to us on AM Ocala Live on The Source, WLCA.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee wrap up their Russia election meddling investigation, finding no collusion by the Trump campaign.
The House Republicans found there were Russian cyber attacks on U.S. political institutions in 2015 through 2016 and their use of social media to sow discord throughout this nation. But their main finding revealed no collusion, coordination, or conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russians.
Fox's Kelly Wright, the committee's top Democrat Adam Schiff, calls the report premature and another tragic milestone for this Congress. There's still a Senate investigation and special counsel Robert Mueller's. Police in Austin, Texas are investigating 3 package bombs. 2 left yesterday, 1 earlier this month, killing 2 people, injuring 2 more. Police Chief Brian Manley tells Fox,
there is a certain level of skill that is going along with what this individual or individuals are doing.
Fox News. We report, you decide.
When hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to a short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Daryl is hired with Indeed.
Using the site saves me a lot of time. It makes my job so much easier.
Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive dashboard. Your time is precious. Let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates. Post a job at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's saves pros money every day. And this week, we're saving pros even more during our Pro Spring Black Friday event. Look for special savings on the tool brands you trust and the building supplies you need. Plus, save 5% on every purchase every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Card. So, Pro, now that you know, let's get started. See the Lowe's Pro Desk for more details. Offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Embark on a magical night at the Appleton Museum of Art on Saturday, April 14th from 6 till 9 p.m. Follow your book of enchantment around the museum for unicorn carriage rides, magic shows, mermaids, artwork that comes to life, and more. Make mythical art in the art space and enjoy refreshments. Family ticket packages start at $35 for museum members and $50 for non-members. Individual tickets also are available. For details and to purchase tickets, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
St. Patrick's Day is the 17th, and Honey Baked Ham and Cafe has a special treat for all you lads and lassies. 'Tis typical Irish meal of corned beef, cabbage, and Irish potatoes from 11 till 2, Thursday and Friday, while supplies last. Honey Baked Ham, 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue in Ocala, just behind Best Buy. And while you're there, be sure to order your ham, turkey, or complete Easter feast. Whether for a small gathering or a large get-together, Honey Baked Ham and Cafe is your Easter dinner experts. Come on in or call 861-0011 to order.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Here is your one-minute news brief from the source. WOCA mayors and city and county officials in the state are railing against statewide rules crafted in Tallahassee that they say take away the ability of municipalities to govern their own jurisdictions. For example, one item allows short-term rentals despite local ordinances against them. Another regulates local community redevelopment agencies, and one even tells cities what they can do and cannot do with their trees. Florida Governor Rick Scott may have to resign early if he goes ahead with an anticipated run for the U.S. Senate. If Scott does have to resign early, it could have ramifications on the makeup of the Florida Supreme Court. A commercial truck carrying a piece of equipment damaged the underside of the I-75 overpass at US 27 yesterday. Ocala breeder sales March 2-year-olds in training sale begins today, and Disney World has announced the dates for the 23rd annual Epcot International Food and Wine Festival from August 30th to November 12th. And that is your news brief from the source.
All right, 4 minutes after 8 o'clock, actually 5 minutes, it just switched over. You know, when I read that news piece about Disney, I know that Disney is basically using news releases as a way to advertise themselves.
Yeah.
But I like throwing something fun into the news. I mean,
sure.
So much bad news. So Epcot, they're talking about what's going to happen in August.
Yeah. Well, you have to. July comes and, all of the record companies and stuff have all of their Christmas albums out and stuff.
That's true.
For
that's
July,
true.
so you got to keep ahead of the
record
program.
companies. You're dating yourself right there.
Yeah, but it's true. They got new songs.
Hey, Galen. Galen, is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center. Hey, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Good.
And we'll tell you about this. Like these huge theme parks, it's really important that they get the word out way ahead of time because people plan those kinds of trips.
I guess that's true.
Months and months in advance. Because, for some people, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So.
But I don't disagree with that. I think my using it, though, is kind of me ignoring the fact that I know it's really an ad. But, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they have enough money. They could buy ads.
Yeah, they could.
Well, in a way, I
don't have to.
I hear what you and Robin are saying about it needs to be early because people make plans, and maybe that's why I do it because I want our listeners to know, hey, there's something fun happening. It's probably worth your while to plan ahead for this one, and here it is, even if it is a sneaky way of getting an advertisement out there.
Yeah, but we planned ahead for New Year's.
We sure did.
A few months because you got to put money away. I mean, you just can't go on a whim when you do something like that.
We had New Year's planned this time last year.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Galen, I saw an article and I thought of you. Okay? Okay, not because you throw cigarette butts out the window, but that's what the story is about. But people who throw cigarette butts out the window in Japan, China, where was this again? In Hong Kong, China. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what they do. The city picks up the cigarette butts. They get the DNA off of the cigarette butt, and they somehow get the face of the person who threw it out.
Nice.
Now, my thinking is they don't get it right. But the point is, they put posters up everywhere saying this guy threw a cigarette butt on the ground, and everybody says, "Oh my God, they can do that!"
Wish they do it here.
So they are shaming the people to stop doing that. And you told us one time that the best way to get people to donate blood is to shame them into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think I said that specifically. Yes, I probably did.
Well, that's yes, you did. You said that.
Guilt is a good thing. Guilt is a good thing. I don't know about shaming, but guilt is a good thing.
I think you did say shame.
did.
Anyway.
Good morning.
But I mean, when you give me, I think you have. Yeah, tell me an example of how you get somebody to donate blood. Give me an example. What do you say to somebody? Like when they're walking past you, they're going into the mall, and you got the bus parked outside here. Hey,
What I train people to do is just say, hey, give blood. That's the number one reason people haven't donated before is because they've never been asked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's usually where it starts. And then, after that, then if they stop and you talk to them, then it's a different ballgame. But you very rarely have that opportunity. So
anyway, well, when we do the radio bit, though, we have obviously longer period of time to talk to people. And I think shame plays a role in what we do.
I do.
Wait a minute. Let me put it this way. Did I donate blood for the very first time because of shame? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You remember my story?
Yes.
I was nervous. I was afraid. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And I saw all these nurses, little tiny women, going to the Life South bus and coming back in with the little band on their arm. I thought, oh my gosh, I am such a chicken. Look at this. These little women are doing this, and I'm afraid to go. So I was ashamed that I wasn't going out there. And there was a little girl at that same time in the news who needed blood. Mm-hmm. I remember. And so those two things played with my head for a while, and then I said, I'm going outside. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I did. I went and donated blood, and the rest is history.
I love it. But again, I would look at that as more like guilt than shame. But yeah, I understand.
All right, so think about this now. The cigarette butts, they pick up the DNA, they post a picture, whether it looks, I mean, how many people are in China? You look at the guy's face, like, here's the picture. Rob, see the face?
Yeah, I do. Those are big pictures, too. It's huge.
So they're like at the bus stop. It says, this guy dropped a cigarette butt here at this bus stop.
Mm-hmm. We should do that here in the mall. I mean, how many people walk past the window and they just drop their cigarette butts and they just go on, and we see them all the time. We should take their pictures every time they go by, and I'll take a picture and stick it out there.
No, do the Chinese way. So it's not really anybody. It's other people see it and think, oh my gosh, they got the DNA, and they put a picture.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm thinking the DNA story is probably fake. They probably don't really do that. They just put pictures up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Generic pictures.
Yeah, because look at all those butts out there right now. I mean, that's disgusting.
All right, so anyway, so the topic today, Galen, is other examples of where shame was used to curb people's behaviors.
Okay.
All right, it's a fun topic. All right, so how is the blood supply right now?
Well, right now we have we're right at a 3-day blood supply, so we just need people to get out there just to get the blood to donate blood. There were several accidents on I-40 on Sunday. So if you're going to bike week, be careful. If you're driving around 40 between 75 and 40, just be smart. The roads are really blocked, and so just be smart and more importantly, give blood, save lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I wish there was a guy killed, an Ocala man killed in the parking lot of the Leesburg Mall. Did you hear that story?
I did.
Oh my gosh,
it's horrible. Hit and run.
Parking lot. All right. So let me start with this one. There was a group of KKK guys walking down the street, and let me find that one. Oh, this is in 2015. walking down the street in Columbia, South Carolina. The KKK guys walking down the street, and this guy thought, "Oh, come on."
They were in their sheets?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I do have the sound, though. So what he thought he would do is he would play his sousaphone and march with them to shame them. Can I play the piece? Here's the piece. Apparently people know this piece from the Family Guy. Here we go. So you can imagine, just imagine.
This is great. Good for the sousaphone guy.
Oh, okay. It says here, Stewie from the Family Guy, when he, let's see, when he's making fun of people, when he follows fat guys around. When Stewie from the Family Guy follows fat guys around, that music plays. So, so this is what. Oh, this too. Ride of the Valkyries.
I love that piece.
So he was mocking them, in other words, with his sousaphone.
I love it.
Isn't that good? Okay.
I think that's hilarious.
All right, so
really
shaming them into coming to their senses.
I don't know if it worked, but it's great. I mean,
I wonder if it worked. Some of them.
I doubt it. I mean, let's be honest. The people who are into KKK, they've already made up their mind. They're not the most open-minded people on the planet.
Yeah, maybe. They probably thought he was supporting them.
Yeah, maybe.
Bum,
but they still want to be secret.
And they deserve it.
But they still want to.
Do you want to know his biggest complaint? He said those idiots didn't even know this was a sousaphone. They called it a tuba.
Good for him. Good for him. I love that.
I have called the sousaphone a tuba before. I have made that mistake. I don't always know. Have you ever done that, Ken? Have you ever called a sousaphone a tuba by accident?
I don't know. I don't know if they look like. I couldn't tell one from the other.
I know. I'm kind of with you on that one. I do music, but it's like, hello.
But you know what? I could probably name like 3 musical instruments.
All right, Harry. Here's another shaming to behave. This is in Camden, in London. People were walking their dogs and not picking up the crap. So the Camden City Council in London, wouldn't it be the London? So anyway, they ordered their workers to spray bright pink any dog crap that they found. Just leave it there, spray it pink, and leave it there.
Nice.
And it stood out so bad that people said, "Oh my God, they're going to do that to my dog's poop. I better pick it up. I'm going to be embarrassed." So
good for them.
They had a 75% reduction in the amount of dog poop being found in public parks.
Gosh.
All right.
That's good. I love that.
You like that one?
Yep. Bring it to the public's attention.
Absolutely.
Embarrassment.
You got to pick up your dog's poop. That's the rule.
Well, they don't at the Ocala Dog Park. There are some people that use the Ocala Dog Park that I've witnessed. They let their dog poop, and then, they don't even pick them up, and they've got plastic things and disposable things and everything over there, and it's like disgusting.
Paint it pink.
Well, I will tell you this: when I'm there, and if somebody doesn't pick up their poop, everybody else shames them. Hey, go pick up your.
Oh, really?
That happens constantly.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Don't worry. The poop police are there. If there's more than 3 people there, one of them, hey, your dog go pooped right over there.
What is the rule about this? By the way, if it's runny, do you pick it up? If it's like liquidy, do you?
Yeah.
You do?
You pick it up, period. You got to pick it all up.
Gosh, that's awful. All right. So I'm glad I don't have a dog anymore. All right. Next one. China has a law. It's called the tourism law. It is designed to punish Chinese citizens who ignore or disrespect local customs of the countries they are visiting.
Oh, there you go.
And they encourage their fellow countrymen to report them.
Yeah, they say behave if you're in somebody else's backyard.
They have a series of commercials that depict bad panda bears urinating in public.
Oh.
And that's to tell them, hey, when you're going overseas, mind your manners. We don't want to be embarrassed.
Americans should pay attention to that too when we go overseas.
We should, yeah.
The Americans should pay attention to that.
When more Americans travel overseas than than anybody else, and you hear very few stories of Americans embarrassing themselves. So I think
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Americans all over the world, and we're not nearly as bad as a reputation. There's just a lot more of us.
But
we don't go.
I have one story to share with you. I've never really left the country except for Canada, which I know you love Canada. So I was in Quebec, which is French speaking. It's the city of Quebec, in the province of Quebec, right? And I was in a campground, and I was sitting in the little common area where people check in. And this guy embarrassed me. He was an American, and he was a New Yorker. And I know that because he had that Brooklyn accent, okay? Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even try to speak French. He doesn't say bonjour. He doesn't do anything. He just says, I need to spend the night here. I'm thinking, I said to Alex, couldn't he have even tried?
Just said something.
Just a little something, you know?
Sure.
He was embarrassing to me. I should have got my tuba out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
More people speak English than anything else all over the world too. So.
Okay, but in that province,
isn't it offensive? Isn't it like because I understand what you're saying, but when it's a fine line between speaking a language so badly that it's embarrassing and then trying. I get it, but yeah, I don't know.
We should at least try. Just say bonjour.
Well, I've been in many Spanish-speaking countries and many French-speaking countries, and didn't just spoke English because I was just going to butcher their language.
Well, bonjour or buenos dias. Those two things are pretty easy.
Exactly. At least try.
I think the reason I felt the way I did is because the city of Quebec makes it a really big deal that French is their language. Everywhere you look, they have
mandatory. They teach it. It's mandatory in all their schools,
right?
Whether you're a French-speaking family or not.
And Alice,
they're also trying to secede from the country.
Yeah, I know, right. And so when we went to Burger King, I said, no, I can't even remember how to say number one anymore. I was getting a value meal. I couldn't remember. I didn't know how to say a hamburger. I would like to buy a hamburger.
Yeah, Steve Martin.
So I said number one in French. How do you say it in French? Un. And she was asking me questions, and I kept thinking, well, she's asking if I want cheese, and I'll just say oui to everything. Mm-hmm. And then she asked me what would I like to drink, and I didn't know that's what she said, and I said oui. And she said, what would you like to drink in English? She knew I didn't want to drink oui. All right.
There you go.
All right. So there are two stories here of shaming the cities into filling the potholes. One, and we saw this video, this guy was planting flowers in the potholes.
Yeah, that was great. New York, Manhattan.
That was fun. That was in Manhattan. In London, there was a guy drawing phallic drawings over all the potholes.
Oh, there you go. That'll do it.
With spray paint. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So more shape.
I will tell you, when I was in, all this weather has been brutal for the roads. When I was in Nashville, whenever that was, 2 weeks ago, the potholes were incredibly bad.
Really?
The whole highway was just crumbled from all the, from all the ice that was stuck on there. It was tough. So.
In the city of Bangkok, if a police officer has done something that he shouldn't have done, but not necessarily worth, so bad that they have to fire him or really reprimand him, they make him wear a pink Hello Kitty armband.
Sure, why not?
That's good.
I love that. That's great.
So the public the public at large knows, he did something wrong, but nobody knows what he did. So
that's fair.
Here's another one. Where is this one? This one is. It says several major South American cities, they hire traffic mimes. If you run a light, or if you are speeding, or if you do a traffic violation in the city, the traffic mime will, what do you call it, shave carrots?
Uh-huh.
You know that thing where you put your finger on the other finger, shaving carrots?
Yes.
Peeling carrots?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Being shamed by a mime.
That's right.
Wow.
No reason to break the law.
I would just ignore him and go, "Wow, you're a fool."
Yeah,
it's hard for me to respect mimes.
Well, here's the part that might get you to respect them. If you violate the law, sometimes that's the sentence. You have to serve as a mime.
Oh, no. There would be something else I could do.
Can you imagine that? Oh, my gosh.
That's a great idea.
There would be... No, no. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
It's definitely unusual. In London, again, there's a movie theater called Prince Charles Cinema. And they have decided that they were tired of people talking loudly or talking on their cell phones. And so they hired people. Actually, they volunteer and they give them free movie tickets.
Oh, while the movie's going on, they're talking.
While the movie's going on, yeah, they come up to them and they're dressed in these tight bodysuits. Put their finger to their mouth and go, shh. They walk up to them. Shh. It's a ninja, what do we call?
I love
They
that.
call them cinema ninjas.
Oh, I love that. That's a cool idea. They should do that here.
Shh.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you're watching an intense part of the movie and then somebody's phone lights up and they're texting.
All right, if you go to the gym and these guys are flexing their muscles and just going on and grunting when they're picking their weights up, or maybe you're a lady and you see all these other women in really, really super shape and you're thinking, oh my God, they are flaunting their bodies. There's a gym. Actually, a Planet Fitness. It's Planet Fitness. I guess they do this everywhere. They've installed lunk alarms. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah.
You have heard of lunk alarms.
Sure, I've seen them.
So if somebody is violating the rules by either showing off or grunting excessively, the lunk alarm will go off because it makes other people feel uncomfortable.
Should.
In response to being told that their loud, aggressive posturing was intimidating to fellow gym users and that they should try to maybe cut it out, the kind of men being mocked by Fitness Planet responded by being loud and overly aggressive. So it included men who were ogling the women, by the way.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
The lunk alarm goes off.
Does it include the women that ogle the men? For the lunk alarm going off?
Absolutely. You can do it for anybody.
It didn't say that, but
I hope so.
You would think so.
Yeah.
In Spain, following an influx of people defaulting on debt collectors hired people to dress up like Snidely Whiplash and follow them.
Wow.
It's thought up by El Cobrado del Frac, which means the debt collector in a top hat and tails.
Oh my gosh.
The company boasts 70% success rate, and they say they do not go after people who are really down on their luck and can't afford it. They only go after the people who owe money and can afford to pay it back.
Nice. Do they put the mustache on too? The handlebar mustache?
Oh, you
Because
have
he's
to have
always
the mustache.
pulling it.
I would think so. I don't know.
Nice.
At a must? Yeah.
Did I do them all?
Oh, that's too funny. The lunk alarm.
I think I did them all. That's it. That's it for the shaming stories. So
And the ninja mimes. I like those.
That was good. No, the ninja mime. Two things. Ninja cinemas was one thing.
Ninja cinemas.
And the
that's
traffic
it.
mimes was the other one.
Yeah, those are cool. That's really cool.
So of all these things, is there anything you could use to help people donate blood, to encourage people to donate blood?
Yeah, I mean, I think mimes get a lot of attention. And then, why not? Why not use a mime?
Yeah. Put a mime out here when you have the bus here. I want to see the mime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then have the mime, like, what do you call it, shaving carrots?
Yeah, shaving carrots.
Shaving carrots? You're not going to donate blood? Shame, shame, shame. Or like the Gomer Pyle thing. Shame, shame, shame.
Yes, exactly.
That's funny. You know what, though? The problem is probably more than half the population doesn't know who Gomer Pyle is.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, nobody knows who he is.
You really have that nice gentleman. I can't remember his first name, and he's like at all the events, Light Up Ocala and stuff. At least when we were there, and he would dress up
absolutely.
like St. Patrick's, and he at Christmas time he would have the Christmas lights, and he'd have the Life South banner on his shirt, and he would just stop and chat with people. And I think he was such fun. I think he was very instrumental in getting people to donate on the bus.
So if Life South was a football team, Galen would be the quarterback, right?
Yes.
So what would he be? That guy. He's very effective.
Be the receiver.
He'd be the receiver, Galen. See? You can have names.
I think, right?
What do you think, Galen?
I would think he would be more like the receiver, the quarterback. So.
Oh, he would be the quarterback. What would you be? The coach?
Yeah.
What are you, the coach?
I'm pretty removed from that. I'm more like a fan at this point.
No, you're not. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. I'm a huge fan of his. So.
But you're on here every day, just trying
You're
to...
You're a cheerleader.
Exactly, trying to ask people
There you
to
go, I'll
donate
be a cheerleader.
And
you guys can be in the band. You guys can be the halftime show.
There you go.
We can do the sousaphone.
And Life South does...
the mime.
But Life South does wonderful things. I mean, you had the Parrot Head drive a couple weekends ago.
Sure did.
With hot dogs and everything
Yeah.
like that. So, I mean, gosh, you're...
Been doing it for years. The Parrot Head Club is amazing to work with. And we don't do... we couldn't do any of it without the huge support we get from groups like Parrot Head, and so when you say it's you do it, no, it's more of an army, and there's a lot of people that make it happen. So and a lot of those are just pure volunteers who just care enough to give their time, energy, and talent to the blood supply, and that's really what it comes down to.
There you go.
And the students in Marion County, too. I mean, they always step up to the plate at the high schools. So
Sure
thank
do.
you, students.
Absolutely.
Do you know one area shame? I bet you shame plays a role is if you are in the hospital and somebody you care about is receiving blood, and you're a regular listener to the show, and you've heard Galen say it over and over and over again, and you've never donated blood. I bet you look at that blood bag, saving your friend's or your family member's life, and you think, "Oh my gosh, I've never donated."
Yeah.
That's when shame kicks
But again,
in.
I think that's more like guilt, though. Isn't that guilt? I don't know.
Is it the
difference
same
between
thing?
guilt
I don't
and
know.
shame. Maybe it's the same thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
But I think at that point you look at it and go, "Wow, I really should have been doing this my whole life." And I hear that a lot. I mean, again, when you hear people's donor stories, it's because in some way, form, or fashion, somebody they loved, or even them personally, received blood, and then they became just committed to it. And that's why we have like huge groups like the Parrot Head Clubs, and there's hundreds and hundreds of groups that help us.
By the way, I have to hear what I loved the picture your wife put up of your son dressed up like Aladdin, asking the girl out to the prom.
Oh, yeah.
How did he feel about her putting that on the internet?
Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't care. Oh, he doesn't know.
Doesn't know. There you go.
Oh, now he knows.
No, but first of all, kids aren't on Facebook, so they're on Snapchat.
That's true.
And Instagram.
That's
I mean, Facebook is for old people.
That's right. I think you're right.
According to my son.
All right, where is the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, Bloodmobile, we're actually at the Walmart on Wedgwood Lane this afternoon. We'll be there at 2:30, so please come by and see us.
Nice.
And thank you, Palm Garden of Ocala and Penn Flooring, the two sponsors that make this announcement possible. You save lives, you make our world better, and thank you for doing that. Take a tour of Palm Garden and see for yourself why we recommend them, and go over to Penn Flooring and see their samples that they have so you can imagine what it would look like in your home or office. All right, well, be careful out there, Galen. It's another day. Thank you for what you do with it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for everything.
All right, you're welcome. We'll be right back.
Well, hello there. Danny Boy here, and I've been suffering from some bad luck lately. I've been sick and weak, and I've even been falling, don't you know? But now I've got the luck of the Irish. I am choosing Palm Garden for my rehab. I may not find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I'm lucky to be getting my health back with a wee bit of help from Palm Garden, what gets me home fast. Really, really fast. Visit Palm Garden, located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street, right here in Ocala, don't you know?
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Embark on a magical night at the Appleton Museum of Art on Saturday, April 14th from 6 till 9 p.m. Follow your book of enchantment around the museum for unicorn carriage rides, magic shows, mermaids, artwork that comes to life, and more. Make mythical art in the art space and enjoy refreshments. Family ticket packages start at $35 for museum members and $50 for non-members. Individual tickets also are available. For details and to purchase tickets, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us.
For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
St. Patrick's Day is the 17th, and Honey Baked Ham and Cafe has a special treat for all you lads and lassies. 'Tis typical Irish meal of corned beef, cabbage, and Irish potatoes from 11 till 2, Thursday.